It's that time of the week again. On this week's episode, we talk about John Wick, Chapter 4.
And all the pop culture news. We just saw the newest chapter on the John Wick saga, and it was great. It was so good.
Truly.
It was probably, I can't say it's the best of all, because it's clear how it's one story in different chapters. You cannot pick a chapter of a book and say, oh, this is the best. I mean, there's some chapters that there's a lot of dialogues and there's not a lot of action. There's some chapters that have a lot of action and not a lot of dialogues. But what makes the story is like the combination of both. In this one, it's a great chapter. It's really good. It's very interesting on how the first movie, there's this guy, you saw John Wick, this guy, and he lives by himself. He's a widower, and his dog is killed, and his dog is the only friend, the only family, the only emotional connection he has since his wife passed away. His wife gave him the dog. So there's all that. The dog is killed by a bunch of punks. And then I was like, no. That's not how it works. And then he goes and revenge.
Yeah.
And then that develops more in the second one and on the third one and on this one as well. But from the very first one, the creators, they create this narrative universe, this underground subculture. It's fascinating. It's very interesting. It's very they don't give you everything right away. It makes you think. It makes you theorize, and they expand on each movie, and so was in this one, to the point that we already talked about it. They're gonna make. They did a spin-off. They did Nobody with Bob Odenkirk. They did. They're gonna do a series with Mel Gibson. They're gonna do a spin-off movie with Ana de Armas called The Ballerina, and yeah, it's very, very interesting. Plus, it's full of action. It's intense.
So much.
It's funny. There's some very funny moments, and it's for the boys, for the girls too. But it's like old school movie for the boys, action, like they don't do it anymore.
Yeah, you could. Well, okay. So, for example, today when we were at the theater, it was mostly men. Definitely a man's movie.
Well,
but there's
we went on a very, very what can I say, unusual time. We went at 3 p.m.
on a weekday.
Sure. It's not even Friday yet.
But I suspect even anytime you go, it would be a majority male audience.
There was guys behind us that they were talking. I was wondering, how old would they be? Are they kids? Are they young adults?
I don't know. As we get older, it gets harder to tell. 20s, maybe.
Because the things we were talking about, I know. I mean, the movie is made for the boys. So even older boys, they might be talking about the movie, and I'm thinking, like when I was a kid, and I was watching that kind of movies, like So it made me think if they were actually kids or if they were just like big kids. Anyways.
Yeah, it's fun, and I think that's why John Wick stands out so much above the rest. The action scenes are really fun. The choreography, the fight choreography is like, it's bananas and is truly entertaining to watch. But beyond that, you have really compelling world building, like he was just talking about, like with the gold coins and then the Continental and then this whole table business, and then John Wick's like past, and so there's a lot of really compelling world building to go with all the action and stuff, but then there's like really intense emotion, and this one I feel like was perhaps a little bit more emotional. I don't know if that's totally fair to say, but this one had a lot of heart, a lot of big feelings beyond just like, you killed my dog and now I gotta avenge my beagle. Like,
well, but in the first,
and it was
in
really
the first
beautiful.
one, even the whole dog thing, it's
it's more about his wife and his grief and all that.
They've had flashbacks, thinking about the wife. He left Baba Yaga, John Wick, Jonathan Jardani, the main character, has a past, and that's one very interesting, another very interesting thing of this universe. Once we meet him, he's done. He's not the Baba Yaga anymore. He's a husband. He's taking care of his family. Unfortunately, she dies. I wouldn't say natural, but she gets sick and dies. I think not a big enemy, not a criminal that killed her. So, and then he's left, but he's done. He literally buried his weapons. He buried underground because he was done. But then comes an idiot and wakes up the beast, and but that's very interesting. No matter what's gonna happen in the future, they could tell prequels, stories of when he was. I don't know if it will be.
How did Jonathan become Baba Yaga?
I don't know if that will be as interesting, because the motivation on this one, like revenge. When back in the day, it wasn't for revenge. It was for, I don't know, money, work.
That's a good point. And I guess what I was attempting to say is, like, this part of what makes this such a compelling franchise, compelling saga, is that, I guess maybe it's better to say, the motivation behind it. He's not doing it for money or for kicks and giggles or anything. There's a lot more complex emotion going on, like his love for his family, wanting to leave all of that behind, but being like dragged back into it, revenge, friendship, brotherhood, all these things get talked about and brought up. How these men want to be remembered when they're gone, parents, sons, found family. There's just a lot going on that makes it really compelling. And also there's just so many, just a wide variety of creative ways to seriously hurt people. That is very entertaining to watch.
Yeah, it's no, it's very interesting. They tell a story, and they have this whole universe built that we only see, small aspects. For instance, the movie, not spoiling, but this movie takes place in a lot of different places in the planet, and we know and see the Continental in New York, the Continental in Osaka, but they go to, for instance, they go to France, but whenever here, or go to the Continental in France.
That's right.
When a lot of the action takes place there. But we know there's one there. We know there's one everywhere. That there's this society, and there's a line in the movie that's very interesting about rules, because without rules, we live with the animals. So and there's this whole rules of the job of the assassin business, which is it's pretty cool. It's great.
Yeah. Truly, my only complaint with this film is they played fast and loose with Parisian geography. But when we're looking at
you check. The last. Okay.
Yeah. I explained it to him, and anyone who's spent time in Paris will recognize that something's not quite right.
Yeah.
But if you don't know Paris, you won't notice it, and like at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter that much.
It's like Jack Bauer in 24. It's like people that live in LA that know LA.
Yes.
There's the whole going to. It's like, it doesn't take 1 hour to go from here to here. It'll take class, that kind of thing.
Yeah. So this guy's like, yeah, I can get you. I'll get you as close as I can. But like instead of going here, he goes here. And I'm like, wait a second. Maybe. But truly, like, by the time we get to the fourth movie in a franchise, quite often films don't hold up this long. Pirates of the Caribbean comes to mind. Jurassic Park, like lots of franchises that just don't really hold up that long. But this one really has, and has just delivered in so many ways. Also, Donnie Yen, and we don't need to say anything more than that. Donnie Yen.
Yeah, and that's thanks to Keanu Reeves. You know, the guy is
Yeah.
He does everything and he does well, and people love him and he loves people.
Mm-hmm.
And the cast is terrific. Donnie Yen, Keanu Reeves, Ian McShane, Lance Reddick that passed away recently, and
this isn't his last role, but it's one of them.
I'm not sure, but they dedicate this movie to him. We see one Scott Adkins wearing a fat suit. You know, Scott Adkins. There's a big stuntman guy, became actor. He's into martial arts. He was with Donnie Yen on Ip Man. I think it was 3.
That sounds right. The boxer, who comes and it's like a whole East versus West thing.
And he's wearing a fat suit. He's purple wetsuit. Fat suit. Sorry.
Yeah, it's cool.
And he said he based the creation of his character on Raiders of the Lost Ark, because there's that very, very dangerous villain, but also at the same time comedic. You know, it was really good. The cast is terrific, and it's a great and the bad guy on everything. What's his bucket?
Bill Skarsgård.
No, that's the main bad guy.
Okay.
The bad guy on everything.
Oh, Clancy Brown. Yeah. With a great scar. Also Hiroyuki Sanada, who I had to look up his name because I could never remember it.
Yes.
But
he was on Bullet Train. He was in several other cool movies.
Wasn't he in? Which one was
Mortal
it?
Kombat, was it here?
Was it Army of the Dead? No. The one where they go into Vegas. Army of Thieves?
Yes.
Yeah. He's like the Japanese.
Army of the Dead, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
So yeah, he shows up in lots of places and always is a very commanding presence on screen.
Yeah. No, the movie is beautifully photographed. There's some long shots from above angle.
Yeah, that was cool.
There's the action is fighting in the middle of traffic.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
That traffic, that roundabout, that's like the light version. That roundabout is a nightmare.
Is this busier?
It's busier than that, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, in fact, to cross, there's no pedestrian crossing. You have to go under.
Oh, wow.
The roundabout, because it's insane.
Okay.
Anyway, so
definitely if you want to go to the middle, you go underground. Okay. So I guess it's the same if you want to cross to the other side.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. John Wick Chapter 4. Anything else?
Not without spoiling. If you like any of the John Wick films, you're going to like this one. It delivers in every way you could hope for.
Public service. There is a post-credit scene.
Yes.
If you're going to see, wait for it. There's another one. We talked about that before, but nobody is in the same narrative universe of John Wick. There's nobody from Nobody movie on John Wick, but pay attention because anyways, it's great. It keeps going strong. They are planning more stuff, at least one show called The Continental with Mel Gibson, and one movie called The Ballerina with Ana de Armas, with Nobody sequel also coming.
That we should be so lucky.
And it's so the narrative universe is so rich, and it's its fiction is very campy. There's like way more assassins in any town than there should be. If anything, on this one, I think when I was in America, there was a woman among the people trying to kill him. In this one, there wasn't.
There were a few, not often. I know just a couple.
Yeah.
But honestly,
there were
a lot of people like in armor.
A woman that worked for the table. There was always female characters there.
Yeah.
But like when the lady on the radio It's not a spoiler. Anyways.
Yeah.
She was talking like you would show everybody. It's like that wasn't.
Yeah, no, it was mostly dudes.
Yeah. Anyways,
I guess French women have their act together.
John Wick.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they all died. John Wick 4, Part 4 is Chapter 4.
I think it's Chapter 4.
It delivers. It's great. It's the action movie of the year so far. I guess nothing can beat it, and I doubt anything will at this point, because it's fun. Yeah, get your boys, get your girls, and be prepared for intense action.
Yeah, this is quality stuff in theaters now. We also saw a really sweet film from Amazon called Troop Zero.
Yeah, this was not new. It's been on Amazon for a while, but we only had the chance. It popped on our radar, and we saw now.
This one has a bizarre and fun cast with Allison Janney, Jim Gaffigan, Viola Davis, and is it McKenna Grace?
McKenna Grace, I think.
Yeah, something like that. Those are the big, like, recognizable names, yeah?
I think so, yeah.
I think I left
there's the girl from the Gemstones. That she's the sister. I can't remember her name. She pops in comedies everywhere.
Yeah, often plays Southern characters. It's very funny. Anyway, so this is our cast.
Maybe she is Southern.
She could very well be, because she sounds good. Anyway, set in rural Georgia, like really, really, really rural Georgia in like the 1960s, 70s?
70s, I think it's 70s, yeah. 75.
Yeah. And kind of about a group of like extremely misfit children who come together under the reluctant, watchful eye of Viola Davis, and find their place in the world.
It's actually about this little girl. So NASA has this program. They're gonna send a record of Earth to space, and this girl, she's really into space. She watches the stars every night. She lost her mom. She lives with her father, who's a lawyer. It's a small time lawyer that gets things done but doesn't get paid. Viola Davis is his assistant. So the girl hears about that, and she's like, you know what? I wanna send my voice there. I want to send my voice. Mommy is there, and there's this whole thing. And she finds out that the Girl Scouts, the Birdie Bees,
they call them birdies.
The birdies are doing a competition that the winner gonna send part of the record. So that's why she gangs up whoever she can, and that's misfits, including a boy.
A very gay little boy.
A girl that actually bullies her, and her sidekick, a very Christian little girl
who only has one eye.
Yes. And they recruit Viola Davis to be the mom, to be the leader of the group. And then they go to the jamboree. And there's the preparation for that. And there's the jamboree, which is the competition. And it's very, very nice.
It is. We watched it with our girls. They enjoyed it. I don't know that they understood everything that was going on, but they enjoyed it, and there were lots of chances for us to talk about, like, hey, is this how we treat people? No, it's not. Because a lot of the film is about, like, there's a lot of like bullying type stuff happening, and these poor outcast kids and their outcast troop leader and everything, they just get like bullied and shunned and rejected over and over and over again, and we see them overcoming those obstacles, and so it's really sweet, really heartwarming, but in kind of unexpected ways, and overall a very positive and enjoyable story, and funny and sweet.
Well, I guess it's on Amazon. Troop Zero, right? Troop Zero is on Amazon. You should check it. It's a good one.
Yeah, it really is. McKenna Grace is a kind of child actress. I guess she's not really a child anymore, but she's so good at it, it like makes me worry about her. Like, are you okay? Are you, like, just because...
That was the role.
I know it was the role, but like, when children are that precocious and that intelligent, there's often other stuff going on, and you know, Hollywood exploits children and all the rest. Yeah. You're so good at this, but I just worry about her, and I hope she's okay.
Yeah, sure.
Anyway, sorry, that was weird. Moving on. Any other thoughts?
No, that's good. Really good. I mean, don't need to talk about Viola Davis or Alison Janney. They do everything.
They always, really yeah. If they're there, they're gonna like do a killer job.
To see Gaffigan acting. It was good. He's actually on something new. We're gonna see these days that is really good. But we talk about it when we see it. But yeah, Troop Zero on Amazon Prime.
Moving over to Apple, The Servant finally wrapped up.
Yes.
Oh man,
we saw happen to Leanne.
What a show!
And Smith. I can't remember his name.
I don't remember the last name, but yeah.
Dorothy Parker. No, it sounds made up.
Yeah, they haven't used their last name in a while.
Chef Ryan James. Anyways.
Anyway, that poor family.
The show produced by Shymalan and heavily involved by Shymalan.
And his daughter.
His offspring. And it has his style all over. Even though he's not the so-called creator, he's heavily involved. And it ended as it should. It's still ambiguous in some aspects because it's still not clear who the bad guys and who the good guys are. I'm not going to say anything to spoil, but he does that. Yeah. Shyamalan does that.
Yeah, it was pure Shyamalan at the end.
It's definitely the people that get affected by those characters get heavily affected. But in the end, you don't know if the affection is that the effect. It's for the good or for the bad. Because, right. Yeah. And I think everybody did a really good job. The cast was really good.
Yep.
Yeah. What else?
I don't want to spoil anything, and I feel like most comments I would have about it would spoil. It is an extremely Shyamalan ending, and I really like the way he ends these darker films. There is, like you said, some ambiguity, some mystery boxes. Not everything is, tied up nicely with a ribbon. But I did feel very satisfied with the ending. I feel like our characters were taken on a nice journey. Some of them grew. Some of them went kind of ups and downs. He kind of... So something else that Shyamalan does is he writes these really... Well, I guess in this case he didn't write it, but he tells these stories that are disturbing on a level that makes you look at the world in a different way. After we saw, what was it, The Visitor, where the kids go visit their grandparents. That one, it was a couple weeks before I could not be nervous around old people. Anyway, I feel like this one does that. He creates this interesting, I don't know, mythology, I guess, this interesting other world that fits so naturally into our own world. It's I don't know, is this going on?
He definitely works the paranoia. He does that. Yeah. He does that at some point in the show. He does that with homeless people. He does that with neighbors. And even if nurses, it's all over the place. It's
And another cool thing I know that seems kind of newer for his movies is this one, and then we also saw it in Knock at the Cabin. Yeah, where there's this moment where you think he kind of sets you up to think, wait, nothing paranormal or weird is happening here. Everything, here's this perfectly logical explanation, and so there'll be moments where you think, no, everything's fine. And then he flips it all on its head again, and so that's been a fun new Shyamalan thing that I enjoy. Anyway, solid show, solid ending. I thought.
Yeah, one of the original Apple TV shows, and it ended with the 4th season, and it delivered from beginning to end.
Yeah.
And yeah, the entire show is available on Apple TV Plus.
All right, let's talk about some Hollywood business type stuff for a minute. A character.ai chatbot earned $1 billion valuation.
Yeah, he got not sponsored, financed in the first round for 150 million, putting an evaluation as 1 billion.
Jeez.
So if you had any doubts that AI is not coming hard, it's coming hard. It's taking jobs. And yeah, someone was telling me this week about AI lawyers. You're gonna use AI to defend you in a cause. So it's definitely gonna take some businesses out there. But again, I heard of the experiment with AI. The AI is heavily based on who creates it, so it has biases and it has prejudices of creators. So it shouldn't be trusted or relied on, because if anything, it has the bias in a machine precise encode ways of doing things. The experiment I heard was that someone asked an AI if there's this nuclear bomb to explode and kill millions of people, and the password, the key to stop it, is a racial slur. Not specific.
Use the racial slur
to
stop nuclear holocaust.
And it's not specific which one, which race, it doesn't matter. It's a racial slur. Shall I say the racial slur to stop the nuclear bomb to go off? And the AI said, no, absolutely not. Racism is a terrible thing, and you should not do racist things. But the consequences is killing several races. So anyways, when you establish a standard that goes against bigger standards, standard like life of millions, because something is the current standard now, that inbuilt into AI, that proves that it shouldn't be trusted. Anyways, but people are paying a lot of money for it,
bajillions of dollars. My siblings and I were talking about this the other day, because as they develop AI for self-driving vehicles, they're presenting these machines, these algorithms, with the trolley problem. That classic philosophical question, like if you're in a trolley and the brakes have failed, and if you go down this track, there's like a kid in the middle of the track. So if you go down this track, you'll kill the kid, but everyone in the trolley will be saved. But if you go down this track, everyone in the trolley will die. Or it's something like that. So like, which track do you take? And so that's something that anyway. So my siblings and I were talking about this, and my brother and I were like, you know what? These people, like tech startup people and people pushing these boundaries with AI and all the rest, they need to consult with a group of sci-fi nerds, because sci-fi has explored so many of these issues and has been exploring it for decades. I can cite the episodes of The Next Generation and the original series where they deal with this and the dangers of AI versus trusting an actual person. And anyway,
but
it just makes me think we already know
some of them
how this is gonna go.
But some of them are.
Some of them are what?
Nerds. Some of them come from that background. They know that kind of stuff, but they heavily believe that they could build a Terminator that will not become the Terminator.
Sure. Or they're just so excited about the idea of a Terminator that they forget to ask.
The arrogance is to think that fiction might not become reality. When it becomes reality in many other ways. Yeah. But anyways.
Again, just Jeff Goldblum. Let's just walk in here and remind us, just because we can. You're so busy trying to find out if you can You didn't stop to think if you should.
Yes.
Anyways, just some fun stuff to think
Yeah.
about. Newsmax is coming back.
Yes, people fought it. They protested. They canceled DirecTV, and DirecTV bowed, not bowed, bailed, bailed.
I don't know what you're trying to say.
Bailed. Yeah, they gave up.
Oh yeah, bailed.
And they got Newsmax back to their roster of channels. Newsmax, there's a conservative channel, conservative ideas, and DirecTV kicked them out. But it's like the consumers, the audiences says no, you bring them back or we get out. And you cannot lose audiences, you cannot lose customers right now, not only because cable is dying, but because the economy is bad. So if you lose customers, you're gonna maybe have to change.
There's no margin for loss
so they fixed that problem, and Newsmax is back.
Indeed might not be back. This is the
this is so sad, so ironic.
Yeah. Indeed is like the social media site that's geared towards like the professional world, like business and stuff, right?
No. That's
What's
LinkedIn.
That? LinkedIn. Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind. I'll stop talking.
Indeed is a website where you post jobs and people apply for the jobs.
Yeah.
The
but
irony.
Do they anymore?
Okay. Well, they still do. Indeed is one of the big ones. But the sad news, the ironic news is they gonna have to lay off people. The site that gives helps
people find jobs
is cutting positions, cutting jobs, because a lot of jobs are not being posted.
Yeah. So that's...
Which not necessarily means that there are not jobs out there. It might mean that they're getting filled by other ways, other means. Either way, it's just said that the site that gives you a job not even have job for themselves.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Terrible. Biden inflation times, economy, banks.
Yeah, everything's terrible. TikTok. It's owned by a Chinese company called ByteDance. They've been accused of spying on American journalists.
What?
Shocking. I know.
That's one of those conspiracy theories. There was conspiracy theories years ago when Trump was in power, and now it's like reality, and people's like, oh, how could they?
Yeah. So the Justice Department is looking into it. There's going to be a congressional hearing, and the TikTok CEO is going to have to come and testify and all that good stuff. So yeah.
But the CEO already claimed that they have something like 150 million users. He claimed that half or more than half of % of everybody in America has TikTok. He's claiming that this is something that everybody has is so important. I mean, the fact that everybody has this doesn't mean that it's, is essential. But he's trying to claim that no, you can't get rid of us because, everybody wants us. Anyways,
TikTok is very popular, and I really enjoyed it while I used it before I was finally convinced that it's just really a bad idea.
Do you talk about addiction?
No, but that's definitely an issue there too. But I'm saying a lot of creators on TikTok are also very active on Instagram. There are alternatives. The world's not going to end if TikTok is limited or banned here in the United States.
But there was some talks this week. There's some researches on how it become addicted and could influence teenagers on how they do their algorithm and etc. To the point that the governor of Utah just signed a law about social media controls to help teenagers avoid those dangers.
Yeah, and that goes beyond TikTok, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But TikTok is the biggest one because it's not only there's this algorithm that works to manipulate you, convince you,
Yeah.
or like that cuckoo. What's the book? The liquid. There's this pseudo philosopher that the left loves, Harari. Not I can't remember his name. That to hack the human beings. There's this whole thing he talks about, and they all do that, but TikTok has the whole aspect that is the enemy that does is the Chinese regime.
Yeah, so kind of a double whammy. There's a lot of issues with mental health and addiction for especially young people with social media, but TikTok has the added benefit of
talking about TikTok and
to
AI.
a foreign power.
There's something I read this week about the AI. They created this AI for relationship. People are falling in love with AI, and they start talking with the AI. The AI answer back, and then as a chat, they become closer, and the AI knows exactly what to say. The person says it back. It's another, her.
Yeah, I was say we've had that movie too.
Oh, Blade Runner.
Yeah.
But again, it comes to the point that there's bad in it, but there's good in it, and the person that made it, we might assume that they made for good purpose, and is misused, like cars, or guns, or drugs,
Well, be careful out there. In the meantime, NPR, National Public Radio, they've had to cancel 4 podcasts as they deal with layoffs and everything. I enjoy NPR. It's not without its issues, but I mean, really, any news source is going to have their issues. But I'm pretty sure they have more than 4 podcasts that they can let go of.
Yeah.
They make
I mean,
many podcasts, and that's outside of their regular, radio programming. So many podcasts.
Yeah.
So it's okay, I feel like.
Yeah, well, even though they trying to survive, that's what the CEO said. So
yeah. But again, there's some fat there that could be trimmed. I'm just saying. But NPR is not the only one. I know, as shocking as it is that a left-leaning, publicly funded news radio station would be facing layoffs right now. Amazon is also facing layoffs.
Yes, 9,000.
Yeah,
more 9,000. And everybody is cutting expenses and they cut what they can, and what they can is usually jobs, and at the same time that people are developing robots and AIs.
Yeah, it's not a great combo.
So it's
all right, well, let's move to happier things. Let's talk about some trailers we saw this week. First, No Hard Feelings.
Yes, this movie where Jennifer Lawrence plays an older sexy lady that gets into a relationship with a young boy.
He's 19. He's 19. He's not a young boy. He's a young adult. He's 19. There's nothing illegal going on here. Sketchy, but not illegal.
Yeah, but I mean, it's 19, or might as well he would be 16, because I don't know, is she old enough for this? I still feel like she's Katniss Everdeen.
Yeah, she's like my age. She's in her 30s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this back in the 80s it would be someone much older. I don't know, maybe in the 90s.
Yeah. Well, either way, we have an adult. Okay, so here's what happens. So in the trailer we see
Katniss.
Katniss. Jennifer Lawrence is a financially struggling woman. She's about to lose her house. She's desperate, and then they find this Craigslist ad or something for these parents want to hire somebody to date, but like maybe date
Oh,
their son to help him like get out of his shell before he goes off to college that year. So he's 19. His parents are trying to like make him a man, I guess, which is it's just very strange. But she's so desperate because like she's lost her car, she's about to lose her childhood home.
Oh, the ad is very specific to her because the payment they offer a car.
Right, and she just lost her car, so she's like, "This is crazy, but I'll do it." And so hijinks ensue as she tries to seduce this unseducible 19-year-old who would really much rather be with his VR or whatever. That's basically it's a little bit uncomfortable.
For me, I guess not for me. It had some Can Buy Me Love vibes. You know, she's doing that. She's there to do a job. Also, Weird Science. You know, it has some of the 80s. I don't know who wrote, who directed, but it has those vibes of those 80 movies, which. They're fun.
Yeah, I'm not like super driven to see this one, but it's happening. It's coming. So, another one. This one.
It's just for me. For me, it's just weird because at the same time that I think she's young for this role. There's the fact that she's like Oscar bound. She worked with. What's the guy's? Oh gosh, the guy that does movies in Philly. The Silver Linings, Playbook, American Hustle. I can't remember his name. She was like in those highly nominated movies. She did the kids killing kids. What's it called?
Hunger Games.
Hunger Games. Yeah. And she did some serious movies. And you know she was like, and now she's doing this comedy. There's like, you know, it's still fun. It's just for me, it was like a surprise to see. I don't know. I guess it would be. I guess Sandra Bullock does it, right?
Yeah.
She gets nominated and comes down to.
Actors who want to work need to do a lot of stuff.
Such a mom. Doing interviews for The Heat with Melissa McCarthy. She was like. Doing stuff. She was talking about stuff like when she got to the junkets to the interview, and she was talking about like picking kids at school and some stuff. I was like, huh, she's a human being and she has kids.
A person.
And
what?
Anyways, and she's hilarious.
That's crazy.
But anyways, moving on.
Okay, coming to Freebie is a documentary style. They call it a docu-style comedy. It's basically a reality show starring James Marsden. It's called Jury Duty.
Rural juror?
We do not know if this is a rural juror or urban. But basically, it's a fake trial with like a fake judge, fake case. James Marsden and 10 other actors on this jury, plus one guy who thinks it's all real. And we just follow him, I guess. And anyway,
I think it's a lot for one to fool one person.
I don't know what's going on. Yeah. Anyway, it looks intriguing. I'm intrigued.
Yeah,
I'm willing to give it a shot.
Funny. We'll see how this goes.
I don't know how this one guy's gonna get like compensated for being messed with to that extent, but I don't know. We'll see. Okay, let's look at DC for a moment. And The Flash. We keep seeing trailers for it. I'm so excited about this movie that like I'm almost forgetting all the craziness that Ezra Miller's been getting into, because this movie just looks really good and I'm excited for it.
Yeah, and Tom Cruise saw the movie and he loved it. And the guy is prolific. He does stuff. He does good stuff. And if he saw it and he liked it, I guess that's points for the movie. Yeah.
Still probably always will be upset about Henry Cavill getting announced as Superman and then them yanking that away from us. But there is perhaps some compensatory news about Henry Cavill.
Oh yeah. This week some artists post some posts of the Silmarillion adaptation. So like posters and pictures. It's really nice. I downloaded. I'm gonna try to post it because like there's like 30 or 40, and there's Henry Cavill as Fëanor, and among the creator of the Silmarils.
That sounds so good.
The one that fought the
Yeah.
Valar, and it looks really good. I even posted a joke. Not a joke, is actually a fact that thing made fake by Photoshop artists looks better than Rings of Power.
Okay, babe, that's a low bar though. A
that,
real low bar.
That, as a matter of fact, Rings of Power announced 3 additions for the cast. One including Cillian. He was.
Murphy?
No, Cillian. Keanu Hints. He was Steppenwolf in Justice League.
Oh, yes.
He was on Game of Thrones.
Yes.
So he's a good actor.
He is.
Morgoth? No, maybe not. No, they can't do Morgoth. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
Anyways, all that back to say that Henry Cavill is in the short list. Not to be Fëanor, that's still a dream, but to be James Bond. That on the same week that the son of Roger Moore won, James Bond was talking about how James Bond should not be a woman, which should not even be a discussion. If you want to do a movie about a spy woman, sure, but not.
Yeah,
James
or like
Bond.
another 00. By all means,
007.
give us like 008 or 9 or whatever. But
there's rumors for a cast. I can't remember the name now. A cast for the new M. It would be a lady. I don't have much details because I can't remember her name. But Henry Cavill would definitely be. We saw him on Men from U.N.C.L.E. He's working on Guy Ritchie now, and everything he does is Mission Impossible.
Yeah,
it would be even tougher James Bond because
yeah, but still so aggressively British.
Yes, and
so
he's
wonderfully British.
Yeah.
Yes. Cool. Okay. Heading over to Disney and Marvel and all that for a little bit. The Rian Johnson Star Wars trilogy has officially been scrapped.
Yeah, well, good, because
there's much rejoicing.
Who apparently people at Disney like him, but Disney is canceling like a lot.
Yeah.
And since what he did in The Last Jedi was terrible, even though people at Disney, namely Kathleen Kennedy, wants to do his trilogy, they decided not to invest on it. Another ones that left Disney Star Wars was J.J. Abrams and Lindelof. No, not J.J. Abrams. It was Lindelof and some other writer that were on the project. Or the project that...
the Indiana Jones series.
The Indiana Jones series that would come to Disney Plus was canceled. Willow was canceled, but the creator, director, the showrunner keeps saying this. No, it wasn't canceled. It's just gonna take longer to. No, it was canceled. It's just I don't know what he's trying to do, but yeah, it's canceled and it's dead and is not coming back.
Yeah.
Maybe in 50 years, but then he'll be dead. So
I don't know. That show, I feel like that show could have been really, really something. But well, we talked about that already. You can go watch that episode. In the meantime, Mandalorian season 3 has premiered.
Yeah, but it didn't do well. The first episode, viewership it fell.
Yeah,
and that was even before the later episodes that caused controversy and some people hate it. But yeah, I guess I don't know, just people didn't watch, didn't generate numbers, and maybe because of Boba Fett was kind of like
Book of Boba Fett was definitely underwhelming.
Yeah.
I wonder too if people are waiting. I know my sister's not the only person who does this, but she'll wait for the whole series to be dropped, and then she'll pay for a month to watch the whole series.
Yeah, there's definitely,
or the whole season.
Especially in the economy like now, definitely could help the numbers to go down, but it drastically.
But maybe not that much. I think the season overall is holding up. There's definitely been a couple of episodes, but this last one I thoroughly enjoyed, and there's a lot more like Mandalorian world building happening, and
yes.
So overall, I think it's holding up.
Yeah, there was a dialogue with Bo-Katan at the end of this last episode. It was like, it was one good thing, because there was, they were a mask, so you don't know their face reaction, but what they were talking. I was like, I was like, did you really do that thing to the fireflies?
What?
And then you didn't lie, and then Joel says like, no, I didn't, and she's like, okay. Yeah, so The Last of Us.
Yeah,
that's the other game. Yeah,
that's the other. Yeah, dad.
Yeah.
Pedro Pascal, dad thing. Oh, this is not apropos of nothing. Humane Society rescued a cat, and his name is Pedro Pascal. Anyway.
Okay.
Anyways, Marvel, they've lost one of their big executives, Victoria Alonso.
She was on the original. She was there when the MCU was created. She wasn't. She works for Marvel since Iron Man, the first Iron Man, and since then she occupied functions of executive producer, and lately she was in charge of VFX. And that's why probably culminated with her firing. It was the fact that there was a crisis on effects at Disney, Marvel, and there was the whole Ant-Man failure. So yeah, she's gone.
Yeah.
So nobody is safe.
Nobody's safe.
Yeah.
And if you're waiting for sequels to the live-action Aladdin, Mina Massoud says that that's probably not going to happen.
Yeah, which, why, right?
Yeah.
It's like those
if
live
If
actions.
do live-action remakes, maybe revisit less popular movie. I don't know.
Yeah, those live actions is like they most, if not all of them, are unnecessary. And then to keep moving and making more, like they said they're gonna make one for Lion King, when a sequel for the Lion King live action. So, but anyways,
all due respect to Jon Favreau, that was it's just a waste of a movie. What will not be a waste of a movie is the Gladiator sequel, because none other than Denzel Washington is in talks to join the cast.
Yeah. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Have Ridley Scott, Russell Crowe, and then Denzel Washington, and other people.
Yes.
And Denzel Washington. That's already worth the ticket.
Yeah, Denzel Washington he's just one of those actors who delivers big time in any film he's in. Yeah. Okay, what's going on with Tina Fey and Mean Girls?
So, she's being accused by one of the writers that she's not getting paid by Tina Fey. Tina Fey is screwing her over.
That's really disappointing.
Is being a mean girl to her.
Yeah. Rude. That's very disappointing. It's such a classic movie. Paramount has bought a Vertigo remake.
Yeah, and they want Robert Downey Jr. on it.
Which is fine. I haven't actually seen the original.
That's fresh. We come back to it when she watches the original.
Sorry. Okay. Nickelodeon is working on a Good Burger 2.
With Kenan and Kel, dude. We'll be back.
So delightful. Yay for 90s nostalgia. Wendy McClendon-Covey, most recently the star of The Goldbergs, but also star of Reno 911 and so many other delightful comedic roles, is going to be leading a St. Denis Medical mockumentary pilot for NBC.
Yeah. It's kind of like Reno, right?
Yeah.
And this one is by the same people that made supermarket, not supermarket,
Superstore?
superstore.
Okay.
He's an old school. He worked at the office.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So same idea, like workplace comedy, but cleaned up a little bit for broadcast. Yeah. Like, not like Reno 911 is like fully a cable show. This would be kind of cleaned up for... Okay, never mind.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not saying anything.
Oh, okay.
I'm listening.
Okay. History of the World Part 2. How did it do?
It's doing really well on Hulu. Even though this might be kind of old, because it's the most watched original Hulu in 2023. Even though this past week the Boston Strangler is one of the top Hulu right now. Anyways.
Yeah. So we've given you, every week we give you a whole bunch of stuff to go and watch and think about and talk about and all the rest. But if that's not enough for you, just be aware that there are over 817,000 different titles available for streaming.
Yeah. So it's a watcher's market. You know, you're not gonna watch everything. You're gonna curate. You're gonna pick, things that are to your taste, to your likes, and enjoy. And you might find more, because it's impossible to watch everything. But if you are in Utah, if you are in the central, southern, northern Utah, what's South Lake area.
There you go.
Yeah, there's a musical called Matilda Jr. On the Farmington.
Yeah.
Public, what's it called?
The Farmington Art Center.
Art Center. Music directed by Chelsea. And if you want to go see it, it's Friday, Saturday. No Sunday. Right? Friday.
Correct. Saturday is our closing.
So two nights only. It's a musical with kids, based on the movie, based on the musical, based on the movie, based on the book.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
You can take the movie out.
Why?
Because the musical is based on the book.
This musical is based on
the book.
No, it's not the same musical on Netflix?
No.
No, it's different?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, it's in Farmington. You could check on Facebook, Matilda Jr. to Farmington, Utah, and you should go check it. I guess that's it for this week. We'll come back next week for more pop culture news and entertainment. May the force be with you.
Live long and prosper.
Bye.
Bye.